What is up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back with another video. Hope you guys have had a wonderful Saturday. Hope your weekend has started off well. I'm gonna try not to be too negative. I don't want to be, but if you've seen the thumbnail and you've seen the title, you know why you're here. Anyway, I'm going to get into this, share a little bit, and, there's a lot of market talk. There's a lot of, videos out there about how much money people have lost and how much, influencers have lost money or this, that, and the other, and why there's so much down pressure on the sports card market or whatever. Which, by the way, does anybody know when it started becoming, when it started being called the market? And when we categorized it all into just the hobby? I'm curious on that. If you could, if you know, comment down below. Because I've been thinking about that. I'm like, man, I don't know. When I was 9, going into school, I didn't tell people, well, the Beckett comp versus the Tough Stuff comp is showing the market is... I don't remember it being called the sports card market or the hobby in general. So I'm just curious on that. But anyway, there's just a lot of talk all the time. I've talked about it when I went to Chantilly. I said I feel people are they bought high and they're trying to recoup losses essentially by pricing high to hope some sucker will, pay for their mistakes. And it's likely true. But I also want to share that just because I sit here and by the way, I'm going to title this video or something like that as I quit. And just because we hear so much negativity regarding people who have lost money in the hobby and how people are going to leave the hobby and this and that. First and foremost, I'm not quitting. This was just a way because sometimes when I do a video that I think is a cool topic, people seem to not be interested. So I was like, hey, maybe people want to see why I'm quitting. But no, I'm not quitting. In fact, what I want to do here is I have 2 cards up on the screen that I want to share with you because there are times where, people have lost a lot of money on cards. And I don't know that this is necessarily a ton of money to most people, but to me, it's a pretty good amount. So I'm sharing them, and they're possibly 2 of my biggest losses that I know of. I want to be straight. When I buy a card for my PC, unless something weird happens right after I purchase it, examples being, when I bought that Charizard PSA 7 and it shot up before it even got to me in the mail, or when I bought the Jordan and then soon as I bought it, it went on that stupid climb because of the 10s and everything, and it quadrupled in price in a matter of no time. If I buy something for my collection, it stays in my collection unless I decide I'm not too interested in this anymore. I was doing the Hall of Fame, the Football Hall of Fame checklist, and I just kind of got, I don't know, it kind of got cumbersome trying to chase all these guys from, the 40s or 50s that might have been a lineman or something that honestly, no, disrespect to them, but I didn't have any interest in it for my collection. So I started piecing out and selling, some of my vintage, Hall of Fame football stuff or ultramodern basketball. I decided I'm just not interested in that sport right now or, any longer. I loved basketball in the 90s, but today's game, I'm just not that interested in it. So, my Lukas and Treys and Zions and all that stuff, I started moving it as well. So if it's PC stuff, it stays in my PC unless there is something that caused me to just say, look, I don't want this anymore. It's not a matter of, oh, well, damn, I bought this at this price and now it's lower. Let me sell it because it may go down more. That's not the case. Honestly, I picked these two only because I was curious on the two, and they're two kind of interesting individual pieces here. So the first one you have is this Lewis Robert 2020 Topps Ben Baller, it's Topps Chrome Ben Baller rookie. And as you see here, I paid the auction went for $611.50. And you might be saying, Bobbles, what in the hell were you thinking? Well, you would be correct. But there was a story behind it. And I don't mind that I spent this much on this card. So, obviously the channel name is Bobbles and Ball Cards. If people don't know, my name is Brandon. The missus' name is Becky. So, it kind of ties in with the B and B. We like collecting bobbleheads. We like collecting, sports cards. So, we just flip that to ball cards. And so it fit the B&B, the Brandon and Becky, and then the Ben Baller has the BB logo there, you can see. So it was kind of cool. Like the logo and all that, it attracted us to the card. Lewis Robert at the time obviously was the rookie everybody wanted. But what made this card even more special was it was the first Lewis Robert to hit the market. Now, it's not a first to market price scenario here. It was first to market because Ben Baller himself pulled this card before, like 2 weeks before, the product was even released. He pulled it live, or he did a box opening on his YouTube channel, and then he actually did a video taking it to the card shop in California, Sports Source 2. He dropped off a few cards there to sell. One of them was this Lewis Robert, and it went up for auction, and so we bid on it. Was $600 a lot of money for a Ben Baller, Topps Chrome, and because Ben Baller pulled it? Absolutely. It honestly was. But today, this was August 30th, so over 2 years later, I still have this story. I still have the messages from Sports Source 2. They included the pack that he pulled it from, and I wanted to get it slabbed with, like, the provenance that Ben Baller, Ben Baller pulled or whatever, because I thought it was cool that the set that was inspired by Ben Baller, he pulled this card and it was the chase card that people wanted. So that's why we bought this card at that price. So, crazy? Sure. Lost a lot of money? Absolutely. Am I mad about this? Am I quitting the hobby because I lost on this? Definitely not. So, would I do it again if I had the money to do that? Absolutely. The next one, this is an interesting card here. So, I wanted the SP Derek Jeter. I felt like this is a staple to many people's collections, especially if you grew up in the 90s, you followed Jeter's career. I'm not necessarily a Yankee nor Jeter fan, but as a card collector, this is, and loving baseball, this is a card you want in your collection. I felt this was a good buy. BGS at the time, like this was a bargain, and the subgrades were strong on it. So I bought this thinking, all right, this is a solid purchase, not much risk involved to it. It's Derek Jeter, it's his best rookie, it's a BGS, it's an 8, has strong subgrades. Let's go for it. The one thing I didn't think about was everything was massively trajecting upwards. This was one of my mistake purchases, and I will go through and show you guys my purchases, but this was one of my mistake purchases in that period, say leading into February of 2021, when everything in sports cards was just absolutely ridiculous. I'll show you, I actually caught it that it was happening, and I'll show you I did make adjustments, but this card was one of the ones that caught me because I bought it when it was at an inflated price. Obviously now there's, bunches of them on the market and everything else. And the prices substantially came down. So, did I lose on this? Yes. Am I worried about it? No. Would I like to have bought it at today's price versus then? Absolutely. But I also, before going in and sharing, some of these other details, I want to show you guys. This is not actually autographed on the card. I actually bought a Yordan Alvarez Ben Baller as well. That came in a signed top loader of Ben Baller in silver ink. So the Lewis Robert, although it's never been slabbed up with the provenance, I do still have it, and it is in a pretty sweet. Let me bring this big real quick so y'all can see this better. Here you go. All right, so it's a nice silver signature there, Ben Baller, the chrome, and then the Derek Jeter is still here in my possession. So, did I lose money? Absolutely. Now, let's talk about how much did I lose. How much money did I lose? That's the fun part, right? So, if you go by this, I could buy an SGC 10 copy, Gem Mint, SGC graded. Obviously it's $18 to get a card graded. So you could get a gem copy for $23.10 plus shipping. So roughly under $30, maybe $30. That was sold on November 3rd. So I paid $611, and my copy is still raw. And so a very substantial loss on that card. But again, the story that it holds, the reason we bought it, all of that. Maybe one day I can get it slabbed with the provenance. I don't know if they would do it. I was told no, but I've seen them doing other things, so that does kind of sting a little bit. But anyway, here was a raw copy just to compare as well. November 1st, one sold for $10. So I basically took a $600 loss on that card, but it's a cool card. I'm happy to own it. Has a cool story. That's what matters. So I'm not selling it, and I'm not worried about how much I lost on it. Next up here is the Derek Jeter. This is BGS 8. These say 9.5 for centering here. Let's see. 304, 275, 189, 228, 315. Kind of all around the board. Mine has, so let me get my other glasses here. My copy actually has 9.5 centering, 8.5 edges, 8.5 surface, and 7.5 for the corners. I do not know, honestly, why it has a 7.5 on the corners. To be 100% transparent, if SGC wasn't so harsh on, I guess a lot of these get men's sized and stuff. If it wasn't so difficult to get a numerically graded copy with SGC, I would pop this out, because I actually believe this is cleaner than a 9, or cleaner than an 8. I know y'all can't really see it, but I'll have to show it on camera one day. I cannot find through the slab really anything wrong with corners, and they got a 7.5. So yeah, that, there's another one. It's roughly, we'll just call it, probably a median range of 250, and I paid, $810 on it. So I lost over $500 on that card too. So combined here, we have over $1,100 loss, which is quite substantial considering if I went to sell these today, they're about $260, and I paid $1,400 plus for them. So, but am I quitting? Am I down? Am I whining or not whining? But am I mad? Am I sad? Any of that? No, I'm actually happy. I'm loving, the hobby is fun right now because there's many things out there that are obtainable. There is, y'all have seen the Griffies and stuff. I've been trying to hunt that kind of stuff. It's stuff I enjoy, stuff I like. Um, it's also stuff that is now more affordable than it used to be. So you have to look at things in different ways. I could go through here and show y'all, some things I bought that are way up, even still today with all of the losses. Yeah. Let's go look at purchases. So here is the Jeter. You see that's going into January. I bought this Pujols in February. I bought the Misses, the Lynchpins in February. This was a Montgomery Club set. Let's go over here to the next page, so we can get into February. So look, you see I shifted. If y'all remember, if you've been around the channel for a while, I shifted. I started buying some video games. I started buying some comic books. So I bought a copy of Donkey Kong water graded. I bought a Spawn issue #1 and a CGC 98. I bought an Atari water graded, a He-Man, Star Wars, CGC 96, Star Wars #1, Star Wars #2, CGC 96. I bought this, but they didn't ship it, so this got canceled. But I thought this was a great game if it was actually sealed. The OG Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. That's kind of what set Call of Duty on the map where it is today. I tried to buy it, but they didn't ship it. They canceled my order and everything. Here's Spawn, But you can see I was buying comics and video games in February. I jumped out of sports cards. This, if you didn't use the needle, this was a great buy. Montgomery Club Tatis rookie. Wolverine, another Venom, Spider-Man, 316. And then here's my Jason Robertsons. I've told y'all I really like Jason Robertson, and I was on him early. Venom versus Carnage, another Robertson, and a comic, and that's February 28th. So that's literally the month of February. I bought very, very little sports cards because I seen how everything got out of balance. And so I jumped out and I was buying comics and stuff. I bought Jason Robertson, but I mean, $15 on a French, I think that's okay. But anyway, that's the thing. Like, we could go through here and look at stuff that I might have purchased. Let's look back at 2020 at some of the crazy stuff, like these Kobe's. $11.50. I showed these. I still have a copy, but I sold a copy for $500. $11.50 purchase. Let's see here. The Soto, $65. Freaking Dame Lillard was hot as hell. Let's see here. There's probably, I'll just scroll through. Y'all can see some of the stuff I've purchased, but some of this stuff is just crazy low prices. Electric Diamond Jordan, $12.50. Kyler Murray, 3 of them for $23.97, $8 a piece. I made very well on that. The Bo Jackson Score Supplemental for $12.50. So yeah, I mean, there's gonna be wins as well as losses. And I can't sit here and say, well, yeah, I lost money on those 2 cards. I'm done. The hobby sucks. I'm leaving. Blah blah blah. It's more to it than that. And I am very confident that things that I've won on that are way higher than they were when I bought them well outweigh the things that I lost on. And those things that I lost on, I still have in my collection and enjoy them. So, but anyway, I just thought I would share that with you guys. I hope you enjoy this. Maybe I can share some more purchases and like whether I earned on them or lost on them and share more of that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Sorry about the clickbaity thumbnail and title. Just wanted to have some fun and hope you guys have a wonderful Saturday. That's all. Stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.